Hey guys, how's it going? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and here is the first of my new batch of Marvel Legends 2012 Wave 2 figures. I already did Phantom X the other day, but I have the rest of them now, not counting some variants, and we're going to go ahead and do those. So this is the Bucky cap figure. Pretty cool figure overall. Some problems, obviously. I'll point those out. If I didn't, what would be the point of watching? So I'll do that. But let's get started. He is kind of shorter than the other figures, some of the other figures, but he's supposed to be shorter than Cap, so that makes sense. About 6 1/4 inches tall, so he's not short. He's just shorter than. Well, here, for example, Drax uses the same body as a Steve Rogers figure. He's just a tiny bit shorter, so that's about right. So that's good. I like that he's in scale. He's not so small that it's an issue for me. Obviously, it's fine. Accessory wise, he comes with a nice shield, same as the Steve Rogers figure. Exactly. They did not paint anything on the back again, which they really should have in my opinion, especially since it pegs into the hole on his back. And you can see the back of the shield, and there's no paint. It is sculpted, so that's nice, especially if they painted it, it would have been perfect. So there's that. He comes with a knife, which is okay, pretty decent looking knife. Kind of a matte gray instead of shiny color, but it's okay. And that goes in the sheath there. And he comes with what is supposed to be a Desert Eagle, it looks like. Again, pretty matte gray, almost no detail to it, although I'm kind of pleased with it just because it's a kind of a heavier, bigger pistol, and it'll make for good custom fodder, so I'm happy about that. He does hold the pistol pretty well in his trigger finger hand. You just wiggle it around to get everything in place, and as you can see, he holds it very nicely, and that's good. The knife, not so much. They gave it kind of a fat handle so that he could hold on to it a little bit, but it's still pretty not hold on to-able. Just made that up. That's a nice word. If you kind of wedge it into his fingers and his thumb, it's okay, but if you turn him, it's still going to fall out. So that's pretty junky. Way to go, Hasbro. Way to go. So that's going to stay right there in the sheath, which is okay. It's still kind of clunky and bulky, but whatever. Speaking of the sheath and the holster, he doesn't actually have a belt. Now, I'm assuming that that's on purpose, that he's not supposed to have a belt. And that's okay because it's accurate in that regard, but it just kind of looks weird. So maybe it looks better in the comics. I don't know. Like you guys know probably, I don't read almost any comics at all, so I can't comment on that too much, to be fair. All I know is it looks kind of like something's missing there, so whatever. If that's the way it's supposed to be, then that's fine. If not, then take note. Otherwise, I can't really say. Let's talk about the figure. Head articulation, full range forward, backward, great amount of mobility in the head, all the way up if you want it to, and it looks pretty good. It sits on the neck nicely. As far as the head itself, it's slightly different blue than the rest. Well, the shoulders are too. The head and the shoulders are the same color, and then the torso is slightly off, so that's kind of a problem. Now, maybe it's just me, I don't know, but there's something about the sculpt that just looks off to me. It's not a bad sculpt by any means. It looks pretty good overall. It's just something seems off. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the positioning of the eyes on the overall on the face. I don't know. I'm not complaining, really. I'm just saying there's something about it that seems weird. If you guys have the same feeling, let me know. If I'm just losing my mind, go ahead and comment on that too. I don't care. So there's the head. The shoulders, full range, as you would expect, ratcheted, so that's nice. They actually did the good kind of shoulder joint where the disc doesn't go all the way down, and they're able to put the star on there. It's kind of one of those fat, chubby stars, but it's still there, so that's a nice touch. They did put the star on the chest. It's a better star than we saw on the Steve Rogers figure, but the way they did it, it's kind of uneven. The top point isn't very tall, and the side points aren't as long as they should be, really. But it still looks pretty good, and that's okay. The metallic blue does look really nice. If it was all the same color, it'd be much better. I'm thinking that these are molded, the head and the shoulders are molded in a metallic blue, and that's why it doesn't match exactly. That's my estimation. Can't be sure, I haven't dissected one, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. They did do a good job with the paint though. The red and the white is nice and tight on there. Really not too much of a problem. Of course, there's an ab crunch, so they don't line up exactly right depending on how you have it, but still. The ab crunch itself works pretty well. Looks good when you put it up. When you bend it down, it still looks pretty good. Could be a little better on the back, but it's not bad. He does have the star on the back, but it's kind of wonky. Goes in different points or all over the place, so that's okay. He has a lot of back muscle. There's just kind of lumps everywhere. Looks a little odd to me, but it's okay. I mean, it's not... I suppose those are all where they're supposed to be. It just looks kind of weird. Really, really lumpy. Anyway, let's move on. He has the bicep swivel as you would expect. Double jointed elbow, so that's nice. If you'll notice though, he's got one of the elbows and his knees are the same way, where it's just pretty much flat all the way across. The elbow itself doesn't come out at all. So when you bend the arm, it looks kind of bad. Pretty bad, actually. I don't care for that a whole lot. I like it better when the peg, or the center part, actually kind of has a curve to it on the outside, so it's a little more fluid when you bend the arm, because that doesn't look very good. But it's not terrible, and I'm not really gonna complain too much about that. I just think it's something that they might take notice to, or whatever, when they make more. Anyway, the wrist thing, the part of the glove, is actually sculpted onto the arm, and the rotation is in there. I don't know why they did that. I guess it was to give the hand the articulation like that, but then they used a black piece for the joint, so that looks dumb. But it does rotate and have the hinge, so it is what it is. The waist twist is there. We already mentioned that. He has the new style hips, which are okay. They look better. They don't have the ball joint that's visible, just this one cut joint, which is alright. But they still did, oh no, I'm sorry. This one has the nice kind where it's a T-joint. You can go straight forward, straight back. You could go to the side if the knife wasn't there, but you don't have to worry about twisting it and finagling it. I think the Pile Driver is the guy in the white suit. Which is the Wrecking Crew? I always get their names screwed up. Whatever. The Wrecking Crew guy, their hips are still a Y joint, so we'll talk about that on that review. Anyway, so that's there. That's good. He has a thigh swivel. Since it's a cut joint, it doesn't really look great in some poses, some positioning, so it could be better, but that's alright. And he has the double jointed knee, and like I said, when you bend it, it just kind of goes flat. It's not as bad on the knee as it is on the elbow, but I think having the kneecap stick out a little bit would have been good, but that's not too big of a deal. He has the sculpted boots on there, and the shin twist is above the boot, right in line with the top of the boot, so that's good. Standard ankle hinge there, and then he has the new style ankle rocker, which is really, instead of having the peg go straight down from the hinge, it comes forward. So it's like this way in the foot, and then you can rotate the foot around that, which is good in some aspects. I mean, having an ankle rocker at all is a bonus, but it also puts the foot in kind of some weird angles when you would really rather just have it square and turned. This one kind of cocks it to the side and turns it. So it is good, but it's still problematic at the same time. Overall, though, he's a good figure. I'm not really going to say that the problems that he has are really problems. They're just issues that you might want to consider. It's not a problem, really. So I do recommend him. He is a good figure. I suspect that he'll be kind of a peg warmer, since most cases that people got came with 2 of him. So I don't see a lot of people picking him up. I know a lot of people will be using him for customs, though, so who knows. I know I'm going to try to use him a couple times at least. He's a pretty good figure. I wish I could get his hands together a little bit more, but it's okay. You can play around with that. Anyway, there he is. There is the Bucky Cap figure, standing like a doofus. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the rest of the new Marvel Legends reviews, and in the meantime, keep collecting.